I will never forget that look that was exchanged between my friend and the staff. The kitten's bladder had been crushed. She was bleeding internally. Little specks of blood formed around her mouth. The only comfort was that she was not in any pain. They left me to say my goodbyes to her, and for the first time I had enough courage to really look at her. And that was the saddest moment, when I realized there was no way that I could save her. That is the story we would like to share with you today. My lovely cat Kira was absolutely beautiful, inside and out. My friend got a kitten from someone. Kira was the last remaining kitten from that litter, and when she was offered to me, I could not resist. I was living in a rented home with my partner and my friend at the time, and it took 2 weeks for us to get permission from the landlord to keep the kitten in the house. She had this way of looking deep into your eyes with complete adoration. You couldn't watch TV, check your phone, or give anyone else the time of day. When she was around, she would demand attention in the most endearing way. She slept next to my boyfriend's pillow. As soon as she saw that you were awake, she would be all over you, mowing, purring, headbutting, the works. All she ever wanted was love. The attic of the house was converted into a bedroom, and that was my room. It had a slanted roof with windows on the side. One evening, I was busy cooking dinner for all of us. I remember that I had a pile of grated cheese on the side, and Kira jumped up onto the counter to help herself. I remember the thought that went through my mind. "Ooh, she's getting big. She's never been able to do that before. We'll have to keep an eye on her when it comes to the windows in the attic room." I shooed her down from the counter and fed her some cheese on the floor. It was summertime and really hot, and we had the living room window open. Kira would only be old enough to be spayed within the next week, so we closed the door at the top of the stairs and kept her up there while we had our dinner. We didn't want her to escape through the living room window. She meowed at the door, wanting to be included. I recall actually getting a bit annoyed. Then the mowing stopped. After dinner, I stepped out for a cigarette, and my next-door neighbor came around and asked, "Is this your lame kitten?" Lame? It took me a moment to realize what she meant. Kira had managed to reach the window and had fallen. I was totally unaware of the fact that my partner left the window open. I still regret not sharing that thought out loud, torturing myself over it. My friend bundled Kira into her carrier. I'm so ashamed to say I couldn't even look at her for a moment. It was agony. Kira was breathing fast. She was silent. She was usually so vocal, but she was just so devastatingly silent now. I hated myself for feeling annoyed. I still do. She could not move her back legs. She had literally dragged herself to the neighbor's open front door for help. My friend worked at a veterinary clinic and she took me there even though it was after hours. I was bawling the whole way. Still, I could barely look at Kira. My friend tried to reassure me of less sinister possibilities. Perhaps it was just a broken pelvis, but I knew that if she was unable to move her back legs, the situation was dire. The vet did an X-ray. My friend burst into tears when she delivered the news to me. Kira had snapped her spine clean in half. She was less than 3 months old and I only had her for 3 short weeks. I had done so much just to be able to keep her. I literally crumpled down to the floor and wailed, overcome with guilt and heartbreak at what had transpired. Eventually, I pulled myself together for a moment. There were 3 staff members in the room, including my friend. Kira was just lying there, silent and broken on the table. "Okay, well, what do we do now? Whatever it is, I'll pay. Let's just get it done." I'll never forget the look that was exchanged between my friend and the staff. There was no saving her. Her bladder had been crushed. She was bleeding internally. Little specks of blood formed around her mouth. The only bit of comfort was that she was not feeling any pain. They left me to say my goodbyes to her. It was the first time I had the courage to really look at her. I'll never forget her tiny body in that big cage, huddled in one corner. She was just staring at me with those beautiful, big, loving eyes. She made no sound. I cried, even wailed, and gathered the bit of strength I had. I looked her in the eyes and said, "I love you. I love you so much, and I'm so sorry." Her breathing became more rapid. She started shaking and going into shock. She gazed into my eyes as I spoke to her, and she too gathered the little bit of strength she had in her and responded with a meow. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen an animal do. That was 4 years ago. I don't think I'll ever get over it, but I'm thankful for those 3 short weeks I had her. Rest in peace, Kira. Have you ever experienced that kind of heartache? We would like to hear your story, so please feel free to share it with us. Thank you for watching our video. Goodbye and see you soon.